Ladies and gentlemen, the playoffs roll on as we are into the second round of the 2025 postseason. And just like we've done all season long, we welcome you into the weekend with the Metro Ford of OKC pre-game show. That's Connor Pasby. I'm Grayson Singleton, and you see it behind us, our spotlight game of the week, the Metro Ford of Oklahoma City game of the week. Edmond Memorial traveling to the 918 to take on Jenks as Memorial gets the first round shutout over Edmond North in a bonus edition of Edlum that we got. And Memorial takes that strong defense and an offense rife with firepower into Jenks to take on the Trojans. And Connor, here we go. Playoff week number 2, Edmond Memorial looking to spoil the East Side's party and knock out one of those Tulsa teams.
Yeah, I'm excited. And Memorial's already done it one time with Union at home. That was an impressive win at home, and now they're trying to do it again against a Jenks offense that, we know a lot about with KD Jones, but we also know this is a Edmond Memorial defense that is loaded with seniors and seniors that have been playing terrific ball for them.
One of those seniors is Nick Booker, who you will hear from in just a couple of moments. One interesting nugget that I found yesterday in prepping for the show, Connor, is that if Memorial is to win this game, it would be the first time the Bulldogs program has won 10 games in the 21st century. They've gotten to 9 a couple of times. They've gotten to 8 a few times, but they've never been able to crack that 10-win mark. So not just a berth in the state semifinal on the line this weekend for Edmond Memorial, but some history in the 2000s as well.
Yeah, and the turnaround has been tremendous for Justin Meredith. Man, when he took over, this team really took off, and they're used to winning games now, and man, they've built something at Edmond Memorial that has been fun to watch. And just them the past 2 years knocking off Tulsa teams where it's on the road against Union like they did 2 years ago, this year at home against Union. It's been fun to watch this program really turn it around.
Yeah, no doubt it has been, and certainly something that Memorial could accomplish. They certainly have the firepower and the ability to take down this Jenks team, and it's something getting to the double-digit win mark, something that the team has been talking about and is excited for the opportunity for. That's what Nick Booker told me. Speaking of Nick Booker, enough of us. Nick Booker has been sensational for Edmond Memorial this year on both sides of the football. He's over double-digit in terms of touchdowns this year. He's been making plays as an off-ball linebacker as well on the defensive side of things. And I talked to him about all of that, the chance to make history, and how he's kept himself in shape for playing on both sides of the ball for the entirety of the year. Take a listen. Edmond Memorial running back Nick Booker stops in to talk to us here. And Nick, your season has been outstanding. Both sides of the ball, close to 1,000 yards rushing, double-digit touchdowns, man. Just describe the journey of these first 11 weeks of this season for you this year.
Yes, sir. We got a really strong squad with us. I wouldn't be able to do it without my O-line, H's, Y's, receivers blocking for me. They all set me up for success, and then defensively, we're doing really good. We're stopping teams, not letting them score. We had a shutout last week, so we're ready to win this week.
Man, talk about that. You guys went into the first round of the playoffs in a bonus Edlum matchup and got the shutout and did some really good things on both sides of the ball. How impressed were you with your team and you as well with the way you guys came out and performed?
Yes, sir. Our offense played outstanding, and our defense did too. That we shut them out. We knew North was going to come in with a big game. It was a rivalry, so we knew they'd come with their best. And our offense was passing the ball great, running the ball great, and we just put a whole game together.
Man, over the course of the season, you play on both sides of the ball, running back and linebacker. What type of training and what type of conditioning do you have to be in for you to excel on both sides of the football?
Yes, sir. The conditioning is a really important part. I try to stay at the top of my shape, but I also got really strong backups for me that'll help me get break. And for defensively and offensively, there's strong people for my position as well to help me get breaks.
You guys got Jenks this weekend in the second round of the playoffs. When you look at them on film, obviously the running back is the one that stands out the most. But what are you seeing, and how do you guys feel like you match up with the Trojans?
Yes, sir. I think we match up very good. We got one of the best defenses in the state. Our D-line will be able to handle them. They got a really good O-line, really good running back. They got a great offense, so it'll be a challenge for us, but we're willing to do it, and we're going to come out with a win.
I'm going to give you a stat here that you may or may not be aware of. If you guys win this weekend, it would be the first time in the 21st century that Edmond Memorial has won double-digit games in a season. When I say that to you, what does that make you think of?
That's real awesome. It's something that our whole team has dreamed of coming up. This program struggled a couple years ago, so we really turned it around. Coach Meredith helped us become the team we are, and that's just real exciting.
Yeah, that's cool. Last question for you, and I'll get you out of here, Nick.
Sure.
You after this season, what's next for you, man? I know you want to keep playing college football at the next level. What's next for you?
I'm just waiting for an opportunity, a school to come by and give me an offer. I really want to play D1, so I'm just looking for a really good opportunity to go play at the next level.
Yeah, and you've got another game to put on tape, man.
Sure.
Yeah, what is your mindset? Just you as an individual. I know you're a team player, but what is your mindset, you as an individual, week in and week out, as you like to make these last couple of games count?
Yeah, I feel like I've been overlooked as a player sometimes, and I'm just trying my hardest to stand out and let the coaches see what I got.
Coming up next, Metro Ford of OKC has been the title sponsor for our show all season long, and the general manager, Matt Randall, stops by to talk about the importance of supporting high school athletics, as well as his story with high school sports. On the other side.
Metro Ford of OKC.
Hey, Oklahoma. Dusty Dvorak here at Metro Ford of OKC. When it comes to power, strength, and reliability on the line or on the road, these custom-built Fords don't flinch.
Who really loves you, Oklahoma? Drive home in a new 2025 F-150 for 5.9% APR for 84 months.
Built tough and loaded with torque. That's a win in any playbook.
With insurance premiums on the rise, business owners and homeowners are looking for relief. Insurica is one of America's largest insurance brokers, and Insurica is here to help. Insurica's exclusive process, RM4U, partners with businesses and homeowners to reduce the total cost of risk. The goal is to put more of your insurance dollars back into your pocket. Learn more about our process at Insurica.com. Insurica, specializing in you.
Spending life wisely means taking small steps towards a life of love and impact. And we're here to inspire and empower you along the way. Spend life wisely. First United Bank.
After a car crash, life can be hard. You're hurt, stressed, and then, when you need help the most, the insurance company doesn't care.
They drag their feet, question your injuries, and make things difficult. They put profits over people.
At McIntyre Law, we level the playing field. We take on the billion-dollar insurance companies so you can focus on what matters, getting your life back. Call us at 405-777-7000. You deserve better.
Matt Randall joins us. He's the general manager of Metro Ford of OKC. And Matt, just to start things off, man, I want to thank you for supporting us at KREFsports.tv. And I want to know, man, why is it so important to you to sponsor somebody who is promoting high school sports in the state of Oklahoma?
Well, thank you, Grayson. Glad to have you guys. You guys are the best. You guys already know it. Top tier. Anybody in Oklahoma wants to know this is the
Yes,
best
sir.
in the business. There's a lot of reasons why I think high school sports mean a lot. As a graduate of Westmore, I had a lot of friends that come from some troublesome past. And so, sports was the only way out. All the way from middle school. My mom was a school teacher at Roosevelt Middle School off 44th and Independence. And down there's a lot of gang-related stuff. And so that's where it started for me, right? When you got the only way out is kids that have this opportunity to make way, because not only is athletics possibly leading you down a road toward success in that nature, but there's 95% of us who don't go on to be the next Lane Johnson or the next Sam Bradford, right? Teaches you great teamwork, teaches you culture, teaches you how to adapt with everybody else. And whenever you have nothing else in common, you have one goal in common. It's what we come together as a team, right? So, and that just starts you up for, I think that's led us to a lot of great success here at the Ford store even, right? Still use it to this day. If anyone asks me, what the biggest difference about our store is, it's our culture and it's the teamwork. And it's not just, you got a lot of these car dealerships out here, you get some, for lack of a better word, some shady characters that don't know how to talk to people. And you can tell they've never been a part of any team, so call it. It's all there, a lot of I, and a lot of, but, so I think it's a huge deal whenever you have the teamwork that, yes, we have fun, we have a lot of blast with it, but then it grows you into being an even better human being, per se. And, our team that we had at Westmore High, great. Everybody was wonderful. We all were best friends. I still talk to a bunch of them today. Whether it was basketball, football, Brink Junior High winning the Holland Bowl down there. It was great. Still see these guys. We still stay in contact. Whether it's, I can name a bunch of them, but it just leads to the next great part of your life where it teaches you so much.
Yeah. And, I want to ask you on a personal level too, because you mentioned just how it can affect the community as a whole, but how did high school sports shape your future, and what part did it play in where you are today, Matt?
I'd say it shaped me out in a lot of ways of, being a good team player, even whenever things don't go right for you. I mean, you know what I mean? There are some things I didn't have, I'd like to say, go my way in high school. And there are some people that, might have given me a different look, and you kind of learn to brush it off and you just keep moving forward. And you got to learn how to block the outside noise and just keep doing what you're doing, whether it's schoolwork, whether it's ball, whether it's work. It just grooms you and grows you to move forward, even with the outside noise.
Yeah.
I don't want to say any bad. I won't tell you about any of the bad people back then, but there's some of them, right? And you got to block that noise out. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And those of us at the Ref, we all know that, yes, we do the high school TV side of things, but we're also the home of Sooner fans. And you guys at Metro Ford of OKC are working with former Sooners like Lane Johnson and Creed Humphrey and Dusty Dvorak. And man, what has it just been like, being in a partnership with all of those dudes?
Man, I'll tell you, Lane is the best. We've known each other now for going on 15 years, right? You want to talk about the guy who just keeps going from small town Texas to JUCO to OU. Just never. You guys can watch him nowadays. He is the dog. You gotta make him sit down whenever he's hurt. I tell my nephew, he plays for Moore right now. He's on the offensive line. I said, that's the guy you need to watch. That's the guy you need to, if you want to keep doing it,
Amen.
That's the guy. Creed Humphrey, same thing, right? He's right there with him. He's just been in the league 4 or 5, I think we're on year 4 or 5, I can't remember. But those guys are great. Dusty, known him for a decade now. He's older than me, obviously, but he's great. He does a great job. His broadcasting on Saturdays, calling the games. I think he got to call one of his most exciting games this last weekend whenever he was calling I think he called the A&M game.
Yes, he did.
A&M in South Carolina. And so what a game that was, right?
Yeah.
But no, they're great. Danny Stutzman, same thing.
Yeah. Hey, last question I got for you, Matt, as we got to wrap things up here. I want to give you the floor to say, hey, man, what's going on? What's going on at Metro Ford of OKC right now? What do the people need to know about what's going on with your business, my friend?
The biggest thing is right now, I've got, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there's 10 working days left. I got 10 working days left. I got to sell 120. One of those days is Thanksgiving. Ford put out 0% on most of their models, all trim levels, 2025. Don't come in here and ask for a Raptor. Raptors aren't on that 0%. Floyd knows that. Don't come in. I'm going to be transparent. But, you know, if you want family, friends, everybody take great care of you, that is what we strive at. That is what we separate from. You know, I don't want to say anything bad about another deal, but that is our biggest separation. I've got to know a lot of the other dealers around here, and we are big in preach culture. That is our biggest. I'm from here. I was literally born at Deaconess Hospital, which is about 2 miles from here. So born and raised Oklahoma boy. I didn't move here out of state. I'm not one of those guys. I'm here. I turned down any Texas offer I've ever had. This is my home. This is my community. And this is where I preach all these guys. You know, this is where we want to grow. Oklahoma City's growing. We want to support our Sooners. We want to support our Thunder. We want to support all the local things. We try to do as much as we can with community, from Meals on Wheels in Norman, you name it. So if you want to get the best deal, you want to get the best service, you want to get best financing options, I will make sure. If you don't have that, say I'm here. Yes, Perry, ask anybody else. I'm here from 10 to 6:30. Pretty much Monday through Saturday.
Matt Randall, general manager of Metro Ford of Oklahoma City, joining us on the Metro Ford of OKC pregame show. Appreciate all your support. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Good to talk to you, bro.
Absolutely. I'll see you guys soon.
Time for players to watch, and I'm going to start things out with 6A-II and Stillwater and Southmore with Southmore's running back Tylen Diggs. And Diggs got 2 rushing touchdowns in the first round win over Ponca City last week, but he's going to have to do more as Southmore looks to avenge that Week 10 loss to Stillwater. Keeping things balanced on the ground, playing ball control and controlling the clock is going to be critical for Southmore to keep that Stillwater offense off the field, and no better guy to do it through than Tylen Diggs. Connor, Brooks Backus has had an impressive year for Piedmont, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Staying in 6A-II with Brooks Backus, bruising running back, Grayson, just under 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Man, he's just an exhausting guy to tackle. He's 5'9", 200 pounds, big physical kid. And for the Sandites, they played some tough competition the 2 games, but ever since that, they haven't really seen an offense like this for Piedmont, and we know it's a tough offense to prepare for, so Brooks Backus is going to be a guy that I'm going to be keeping an eye on.
Daniel Yebbett is my final player to watch for UConn as the Millers take on Owasso. Now, why do I bring him up? Because you're going to have to go score points because Owasso can put them up in bunches. And Daniel Yebbett, over 700 receiving yards, a litany of touchdowns as well for the plus-sized wide receiver who can provide a lift for the UConn offense if they're unable to run the football against a very good and very fast defensive line of Owasso. Also, keep in mind, he's a corner as well, so if he matches up with a guy like Julius Stevens, that would be something to grab your popcorn for. All right, Connor, let's preview all of these games. We have 6 of them on our KREFsports.tv slate, so we're getting lighter as the season is going on and the fold is getting cold a little bit. But let's go ahead and start out with Bixby versus Union. Now, Bixby had the off week in the first round of the playoffs, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. And Union is coming off of the win over Norman, the game that you were at last week. So I want to talk about Union first. What do they present as a potential matchup with Bixby?
Well, when I saw them last week, Stone Turner was the guy that was just off the charts for Union. They try to get him the ball every chance they can get. He had 10-plus receptions. He's a guy that can make some plays in the secondary. Bixby's going to have to keep an eye on them. But, man, Bixby coming off a bye, that is not good for an opposing team to get them more time to prepare for them. I expect Bixby to put it all together and have a massive game for Jason Mole because Union gave up a ton of rushing yards to Norman. I mean, Anthony Johnson just under 300 yards, so Jason Mole could be a big game for him.
Jason Mole went over 1,000 rushing yards in the regular season with 13 touchdowns as well. So good call by you. I think that is something that Bixby is going to want to exploit. UConn at Owasso, mentioned this a couple of moments ago. UConn shut down Deer Creek last week, their offense, only giving up a late touchdown late in the fourth quarter. And like we just mentioned, we mentioned Daniel Yebbett. He could come into play here. But the UConn offensive line versus the Owasso defensive line is something that I am excited to watch.
Yeah, I mean, a reason to be so because what that offensive line has shown throughout the whole season for UConn is just tiring out that defense on the other side. I mean, that running attack can go for UConn. Yeah, the opponent's going to get tougher for Owasso, but those guys are ready for it. Brent Barnes has done an excellent job for the Millers. First playoff win since 1997 for the UConn Millers. But you're right, Grayson. We'll be paying attention to that up front for the UConn offense and that offensive line.
First win since 1997. I wasn't even born yet.
Me neither.
And I'll tell you what. Credit to Brett Barnes for getting that team back to where they used to be. So credit to him for that. Broken Arrow, who is fresh off of a bye. Not only have they not played in 2 weeks, but the last time they played, their starters didn't play past the midway point of the second quarter. So keep that one in mind too. They blew out Westmore to end the regular season, but they're taking on a Mustang team that started out slow against Norman North, but ended up dominating the final 3 quarters to advance to this second round matchup.
Well, and Grayson, last week in that game, I mean, that was the focus going into it, was the wide receivers and the secondary for both teams. And you can say that again now with the Broncos and the Tigers. They got elite weapons on that side of the ball, both wide receivers and at corner. So it's going to be critical to cover well down the field and not give up a ton of big plays. You're going to see some big plays in this one, some points on the board, but who can come away with some takeaways and who can limit some of those big chunk plays?
If you're a fan of recruiting, how about this one? A couple of Oklahoma 2027 targets will be on the field for this one. 4-star safety Samaj Stanford for Broken Arrow and 4-star corner for Mustang Gabriel Osborne. And just to make it even sweeter, both of those dudes make cameos on the other side of the field and in special teams as well. You're going to hear their names called a lot if you tap in on KREFSports.tv on the Broken Arrow feed. Couple of games in 6A-II for us to get to. Southmore is traveling to Stillwater. These two teams met 2 weeks ago in Week 10 in the regular season finale. Stillwater won that one handily, 35-7.
Well, and how about the big game last week for Tylen Diggs? I mean, 245 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and the game that you're talking about, Grayson, last time they met in Week 10, they didn't have Taven Hayes, so that offense was a little bit new. I mean, it's tough when you're without your signal caller, so that's going to change for the Southmore SaberCats this week. Expect that offense to be ready to go with both Taven Hayes and Tylen Diggs that can make things happen with their legs and Taven Hayes' arm, sure.
Yeah, and expect a lot of points in this one, too, because it's a Stillwater Pioneer team that can put up a ton of points as well. Should be a fun one. Our other 6A matchup, 6A-II matchup on KREFSports.tv features Piedmont, who got a big win over Bartlesville at home in the first round. Now traveling to Sand Springs. The Sandites 8-2 in the regular year, coming off of a bye. And we mentioned Brooks Backus, but how about his backfield teammate, Noxon Rollo, who's coming off of a 5-touchdown performance in the playoff opener?
Yeah, Noxon Rollo's been good too, and really the whole running game. And for Sand Springs, it's a balanced attack for them in the passing game and in the rushing game. And you look at, I mean, those second and third and shorts for Piedmont. If you're able to convert those and keep that offense on the field, keep those drives going, you could be in good shape in the fourth quarter because that offense wants to do that, kill that clock, and keep the offense on the field, converting first downs.
Yeah, no doubt. And speaking of offenses being good, how about Piedmont's defense, who has been equally as good over the course of the last 6-7 games or so? They held opponents to under 20 points in 5 of their final 6 regular season games. All right, time to get back to our Metro Ford of OKC game of the week and the game that you see displayed behind us. Edmond Memorial traveling to Jenks to take on the Trojans. Memorial looking for its first 10-win season of the century. And Jenks is a team, this will be strength versus strength, offense versus defense. Jenks is a team who has scored 40 points or more in 8 games this season, going up against a very, very excellent Edmond Memorial defense, maybe the best defense on the west side of the state.
Yeah, defense versus offense. When we talk about this Jenks offense, I mean, Kazar at quarterback, he can swing it to the Dillard brothers on the outside. Those guys can make some plays, along with KD Jones, that we mention all the time. This can be critical to be able to tackle him. This Memorial defense has been really good this year, but this is going to be a big test for them, holding on to KD Jones and not giving up a lot of big plays in the air.
Yeah, Caden Jones, 4-star running back committed to Kansas, is going to be the head of the snake for Jenks, and it should set up a fun one. Styles make fights, and this one certainly is one that is going to be a fight. By the way, between two teams who, if you just look back there, you can see pretty identical color schemes too.
No, they are. It is. It's pretty dang similar. It'll be fun to watch for sure. I mean, it's always impressive to watch this Memorial team. We talk about them knocking off Tulsa teams. Have they done so in the last few years? And now you get another opportunity right here to punch your ticket to the semis.
Trying to spoil the East Side party, certainly. Mustang going to try to do the same as well as they travel to Broken Arrow. All right, that'll do it for the Metro Ford of OKC pre-game show as we lead you into the game of the week, Edmond Memorial and Jenks, as well as the rest of the games on our KREFSports.tv slate. For Connor Pasby, I'm Grayson Singleton. Hopefully we're doing this again next week on KREFSports.tv. Until then, enjoy the second round games, everybody.